Throw your motherfucking hands.
Get 'em high.
Welcome back to the 1AM podcast. I'm Rashad Milligan. I'm here with our co-host RB Mo and Jelani. Fellas, how are y'all doing? First pod of 2020. See,
yes, sir. Doing good, man. Blessed to be alive. Blessed to be here. 2026 started a little crazy, but we're gonna. It's only up from here.
Yes, I saw a TikTok where it was like somebody was like, "It's 2026 and I already had a failed talking stage," and I could relate. So yeah, no,
the New Year's joint ain't go right.
Oh no, it went terrible. I'm not gonna say it went terrible. It definitely was like not a good night though. It was very. It was just bad. It was bad, but it wasn't like how would I? It was like a 7 out of 10. No, I'll say it was like a 6 out of 10 on a bad scale. Like it wasn't as bad as could be.
So what was it on a normal scale? Like on a normal 1 to 10?
It was like a 4. Oh. It was like a 4. See, the thing, it was like, without getting too personal, it was like the first one, like the first outing between us was like super dope. And then the second one, it was the vibe just wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And I went out to the Battery for New Year's.
Yeah.
Very bad mistake. Very bad mistake.
What's so bad about the Battery?
It was no seating anywhere. It was like you couldn't really, like, you could go to restaurants and get food and like take it out. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like really no seats.
Oh, you saying seats to like look at the fireworks sitting down?
No, I'm saying at the restaurants at the Battery, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
it was no seats, period. Like it was no.
It was like a few, but it was like it would take you like an hour to maybe get inside a restaurant, like an hour or two.
Oh yeah, because they went on to the Battery.
Yeah, exactly. And then the YNs was, the YNs have definitely. I would put. I don't even like using that term really. I'm just saying that because we on YouTube. I can't really say the word right now, but yeah, no, they didn't used to be at the Battery like that. Like back at like 20, like when it first opened, like 2018, 2019, like that era.
Literally why the Braves moved to Cobb County.
They found their way. They definitely
surprise
because they was outside on New Year's, and it was the person I was with. They wanted to go to where I didn't want to do this, but they wanted to go to like the main area where you can see the fireworks or whatever. So that's where everybody else was at. And it was just people pushing, people shoving. Yeah, it was tense, man. It was it was what it was, but we here safe. It's like I said, New Year. He said, so this is what it come to. Shout out to you. But yeah, man, how y'all doing, bro? How you doing, Rashad? I didn't hear you say how you was doing.
Oh, I appreciate that. How am I doing? I'm doing. I'm in a weird spot right now because I'm just in a very reflective mood. What's up, Dan? We appreciate, first of all, I appreciate everybody who's watching this right now while the Golden Globes and like the NFL playoffs are on. Like, I appreciate everybody that's watching this live right now. But yeah. How am I doing? I'm in a very reflective mood because I did my what you call budget today. Like I typed it out, wrote it out like most suggested, and I was like, oh, that's what's going on. I'm just not making enough money for the way. But he, so I did that whole thing, and I was like, dang, like I don't get this money. I gotta get this money by Friday, man. I was doing all that, and what happened after that? I was just thinking about this lady yesterday. She was an older lady. She had a cane and stuff like that in the grocery store. And I kind of zoomed past her, and I was like, I turned around and I was kind of like, oh, sorry, I didn't see you. And then she was like, hey, how are you doing? How's your day? Happy New Year. And I was just like, oh, hey, thank you. I'm doing well. How about you? But I was kind of like still moving. And then when she kept going like Happy New Year and stuff like that, I was like, man, for her, like this is probably like the most social interaction she'll have today. You know what I'm saying? Going to the grocery store. And like, I don't know, man. That just made me think like watching the Golden Globes and seeing all the people that like I used to interact with and interview and stuff, and the events type of events I used to be at out in LA and stuff like that, and seeing my peers out there on the red carpet and posting on their stories and stuff. It is just so reflective of like even in the times with like the most glitz and glamour moments, the moments that I like cherish the most are just like being back home at Waffle House with like a bunch of people I went to high school with. And we just kicking it and talking about old times. Like that stuff means more to me than the fanciest stuff in the world. And it made me think about that old lady at the grocery store. Like it's the simple things in life that give you the most joy. And so that's how I'm feeling right now. Just very reflective of life and everything like that.
Oh, facts. That's good, bro. I think the little things are always the things that we tend to take for granted in the moment. But, when you do get those moments to actually sit back and cherish them and enjoy it, and then to actually just live within those moments, that's when life is always at its best.
100%, bro. 100%, man. But yeah, Mo. I guess how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I said, New Year's, we ain't gonna go into the details, but yeah, New Year's started a little interesting for me, personally. But I had a good time. I was out in New York. Went to the first spot we went to. So we went to a spot to link with this girl that my homeboy out there knew was flying out there. She's actually from Marietta. So I didn't know her. I think she graduated like 2017, something like that. So yes, I had no clue who she was. But while we were out there, my homeboy was like, yeah, we're gonna actually roll it back. My flight got canceled. So since my flight got canceled, I had to sleep in the airport that night going into New Year's Eve and wait to get a new flight. Well, I didn't have to wait to get a new flight. I booked a new flight, but I had to wait for my flight to take off at 11 something. And once I flew into Philly because that's not far from Delaware where my homeboy stays. So I flew into Philly, and when I get there, I had literally stayed up until like 4 or 5 in the morning trying to talk to. I flew Frontier. Hey, that's my mistake. Hey, it is what it is. But
oh yeah, I'm a Frontier veteran, bro. I already know. Yeah, nah. I can tell where this is going.
Yeah. So, and honestly, I flew Frontier before and I've never really had these problems. But, I stayed up to 2. They end up like waiting for them to board us for the flight. They were like, oh, it's canceled at the last minute. And then I stayed up to about like 5, like going through. I had to go back through security again because I went all the way back to the front to talk to them. Because I'm like, bro, I just want to make sure my bag is finna get here.
I just wanted to say hey to that person. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Somebody said hey to me. I felt special. I'm sorry.
But I talked to them and they had already, it was a bunch of people already mad talking about like, it was a long group of people at like 3, 4 in the morning sitting there talking about like, yo, our bags haven't came up yet. The lady from the Frontier was like, oh, the machine to bring the bags up is broke right now and we'll know how to fix it. So you got to wait till my manager gets here in like an hour or so. So I'm already thinking like, dang, all right. Well, I was like, hey, I don't know what they got going on. I just want to make sure my bag finna get to Philly. It's going to automatically reroute. We guarantee it. That is our policy, this, that, and the other. I'm like, all right, bet. I get to Philly, no bag. So now I ain't got no fits for New Year's. So I had to go shopping in Jersey, but first stopped at Max's. Shout out to Max's in Philly. Got me a cheesesteak. That thing was bussing. Went ahead, stopped there, then had to go shopping in Jersey. And I had 10 minutes to shop because the mall closed at 6. So I'm literally like running through the mall trying to put a fit together. we had to drive another 2 hours to get back up to where my boy's sister stayed, and then get ready, then take a train back into the city. And then so after all that, we get to the destination where old girl, her friend's supposed to be. So we get there. I'm thinking, all right, bet. I know he got his little figured out. I'm gonna try and mingle with the friends. So he was like, oh, she over there. I'm like, I bet. So I see her. When I see her, I see a group of black women right next to her, like some very attractive black women. So I'm like, okay, cool. Man, she got her friend, kind of cute. It's up. You feel me? It's a vibe, man. We go link with her, and then she introduced us to like this white girl and this white dude. And she's like, yeah, these are two of my friends. I'm like, okay, like, what's up, y'all? I'm thinking like, all right, the other friends must be still like, about the bar grabbing some drinks or something, So I'm like, what's up, y'all? Blah, blah. So we chilling. So then about like 10 minutes go by, we vibing. And I'm like, all right, those girls haven't came back in here yet. I'm like, maybe they see that she on like she doing her thing with my homeboy. So maybe they like, oh, we finna like, I guess, let them do them. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And so then more time goes by, and yet again, the homegirls don't pop up. So finally, the girls are in front of us. So I'm thinking like, okay, they finna come over. I'm like, yo, where your friends at? They was like, oh, you met them. I said, what? I was like, and then so I see the black girls in front of us. I said, yo, those ain't your friends? Nah, I don't know them girls. I said, oh my gosh. I was like, and so I told my boy, I was like, hey, at midnight on the dot, I'm calling the Uber. We going to the next function. We out of here. Because it was already a place we didn't need to be at. When we walked in, bro, they handed us baddie keychains. So I'm going to just let you know. I'll let you figure out what type of vibe we was at.
Wait, what you mean like baddies, like the reality show?
Nah, it was keychains that just said baddie.
It was like gender neutral or like?
I mean, it was black and sparkly, bro.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that I'm gonna let you know that's the type of vibe that this place was on.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm getting what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah, and also those serving spaghetti and meatballs. I'm like, bro, what is going on here? But yeah, so then we went to the second function all the way in Brooklyn. It took us like an hour via Uber to get there. So we got there about 1. That place was way more lit. We should have been there from the beginning. And yeah. Then from there things got a little rocky. And then we went into New Year's Day and had to bounce back. But it was all good though, we made it through the storm. And yeah, then we had to go pick up my stuff from Philly because my bag still didn't come until the next day on the 1st. And so we had to drive all the way back down to Philly, go pick up my bag, come back. And then that night we went out in Jersey, and yeah, just found like a little like local spot. You could tell it's like the local hood spot. We were clearly the youngest people there, and they were definitely looking at us like, "What y'all got going on?" But it was cool though. Like we still had a good time. It was me, my homeboy, and then he had another girl fly out. Not the girl from the New Year's Eve. He had another girl fly out on New Year's Day. And we'll with her for the rest of the trip.
Well, so did he have the other girl he met before? Did she fly out, or was that just like a local?
She flew out to be with her friends.
Oh, okay. I thought he was on like some like he flew him in back to back.
Nah. The other girl, the first girl, told him like, "Yo, I'm finna be in the city." And then he was like, oh, crazy. Like, me and my homeboy are going to be in the city. And so it was like, all right, we're going to link. And then the other girl was like, I want to see you. And he told her, yo, you should not come. Like, you should just stay where you at, honestly. And she was like, nah, I want to come see you. So she flew out there. And then did not realize that she didn't get paid that Friday. And so end up stressing Friday about how she was finna get back home because she bought a one-way. Yeah, so she was in New York, low-key stranded for like a day until she figured out she had to call a friend to get a buddy pass and all this other stuff. And yeah, it was an adventure, man. It was an adventure. Definitely wasn't my best New York trip, but overall I had fun, man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask overall if it was worth it or not.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was still like, overall I would say yeah. Like it was cool to be in New York and be on some different vibes. And as I said, got to check out Philly a little bit, got to check out Jersey for the first time for real. Like I was in Jersey for the Tyler the Creator show, but I just like took a train into Jersey and then came right back. So it was like I really got to experience stuff outside, like the surrounding areas of New York, more than actual New York. And I feel like the function we went to in Brooklyn was fun. So yeah, so overall, then I got this shout out to the place called Cornbread in New Jersey. Cornbread, they got a few locations. The one we went to was in Newark, and man, they soul food off the chain, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. That's where I got my black eyed peas and greens. Yeah. Bro, the actual cornbread, bussin', bro. And I got this I got 2 platters. It was 2 plates. One was fried chicken and then the other one was baked chicken. And the fried chicken was good. It was like solid, not like wasn't no crazy seasonings or nothing on it. But it was still like good, solid fried chicken. The baked chicken though, bro, they put this hot honey like glaze over it. And then it was like a bunch of honey just kind of like drizzled on the plate. And then I was just like taking my cornbread and dipping into that, bro. Oh my gosh, it was busting. So yeah, and the black eyed peas was some of the best black eyed peas I had in my life. I'm not even gonna lie. The greens were solid, they were cool, but the black eyed peas, bro, legit some of the best black eyed peas I've ever had in my life. So yeah, so shout out to them. It's black owned. It did not look like that.
This a random TikTok picture.
Okay, I'm about to say, yeah, don't do them like that.
That's somebody's home kitchen.
Right. But yeah, man. And it was crazy. I got my food. Yeah, that was it. I got my food like right when I ordered. It was able to give me my food right then and there. My homeboy and his girl, they ordered food, bro. It literally took them like 45 minutes to get their food. And I had finished all my food by the time they got their food.
Oh, you wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna wait for y'all.
Nah.
It'd be like that sometimes. I'm not even judging you. I get it.
I mean, to be honest, I just didn't think it was going to take that long. I thought, and like I'm thinking like, oh, y'all finna get your food right after me. And then so I started kind of eating a little bit. And then like another about like 15 minutes went by and I was like, all right, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like I'm finna go ahead and just finish it. But I shared with them. So I was like, yo, y'all can have some of my food and whatnot. Cause I said I got 2 plates. Cause I wanted to try the baked chicken and the fried chicken. So that's why I went ahead. I was like, yeah, y'all can try some of this. So they got to try the baked chicken because they got fried. And yeah, there was like that baked chicken, bro. I tell you, it was hitting. That was really something special.
Yeah, oh yeah, you broke up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and then my bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I ain't had a good like. I feel like I ain't went to like a good soul food restaurant in a minute. Like I need to make that happen soon.
Bro, you need to go to Mana's house on what is that? I think by East West Connector.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it before. I've never been over there though. Like I never been inside there. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's actually I think South Cop Drive. That's what I meant. But yeah, their food really good because they used to have a spot that was like right by the square. And so when I stayed in Marietta, I used to go there and get like food. And it's owned by a church. They used to have like this little spot, and then they opened up like a bigger establishment. But yeah, I remember when I went in there, bro. They're so you just feel like you're like downstairs at the church, because like I walked in and they're like, hey, and they're like, like they're like, give us a hug. It's a bunch of older Black women in there, and
Oh, for real.
it was real comforting and stuff. It's like, yeah, hope you enjoy your food. You want some? That's not the place. It's with
I know. It's not like it's not as upscale as that as far as like the look of it.
It's two ends with it's like manna, because it's supposed to be like the manna bread that God gave the Israelites.
I wouldn't even like a spot like that that's that fancy. I wouldn't even trust they soul food.
Facts. But yeah, this is like what the old spot used to look like, and then they got like a little bigger one now. This was the one that was over by the square. But yeah, food is amazing. Like I said, great food. I used to love to go there. So I haven't been there in a minute, but everything that I got from there, I think I got some smothered pork chops one time, bussing. That's one of my goals for 2026. Is to
that's the one.
Yeah. I want to really lock in on my soul food cooking. I got the potato salad. I got the mac and cheese. I did both of those for Christmas. I can do like cabbage, and I haven't done greens, but I really want to get like my fried chicken, like fried items in general. I'm trying to lock in on that. I want it to be like when like Sunday dinners come, everybody like, oh yeah, we need to go to Mo.
Fry that chicken.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna bring the watermelon.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, like I wonder, are there any? I can ask this question because I'm Black. Is there anybody that's like any Black person that's really? I know it's a stereotype, but like, has any Black person really sat there and been like, "Yo, I'm about to eat some fried chicken with some watermelon. Like, that's the meal I'm eating for dinner."
Jelani, I don't know if you remember this, but we literally have an entire episode discussing this.
We do have an episode. I do remember. I was thinking about that when I was talking about this. But like, that was like a different situation though, because it was like somebody. It was like the boss had bought that for Juneteenth.
Oh yeah. And we was like, that's not offensive. It is offensive. I'm really mad that Nah did that in the middle of the story, dropped all that and said I would have given a super chat if I knew how to give, because I'm like, bro, yes, you can give a super chat on here. There's ain't no option. And then talking about I gotta go. We missing out on dollars, on imaginary promises, empty promises. He knew dang well he could have gave a dang super chat in the thing.
Promises.
Well, what are you saying?
You to the 3LW.
The
promises. Yeah. Empty promises, man. Talking about I would do $2 super chat it if I knew if you had the option. Yeah, have the option to give. We ain't missing no opportunities to get paid on this here platform. To anybody watching right now, please do not feel pressure to give a super chat. It's only because Nah brought it up. And then he hyped up Jelani and then said, I gotta go, guys. And then was like, what's your dream? He gave us a whole that was crazy. But
shout out to him. No, I appreciate the thought of the $2.
I don't. Man, it was bruh. I put food in my budget, and it was like, okay, all right. So say you get 200 max for groceries each week, and then one order. Then you could eat out once every week. So that's about $800 max groceries a month, $200 max eating out a month. So that's like if you go DoorDash a couple things and I get 2 meals or something like that, and it's like $50 DoorDash, and I split that down into 2 meals and stuff like that. All of that leads up max of 200 a month. I think that's pretty fair. That's $1,000. But then with all the other bills, it was like, all right, bro, what's going on right now, bro? And the cost of living is just so high right now. So to anybody who wants to experience food and everything. There are ways that you can do things that can help you out with that, but ultimately, don't feel too bad if you can't go to all the places and experience all the food you want to experience in 2026 because the economy is what it is, and one day your dollar will be back in favor of the current dollar.
Nah, facts. Yeah, in this economy, you gotta pick and choose. You can't.
Oh no! Another thing I was gonna say, Mo, because over here, everybody that comes and like this is probably gonna be the place where most people visit me, just because it's a place where people want to go. But it's probably gonna be person I would guess like once a month, right? It's gonna come for something. Everybody's gonna want to go eat jambalaya, beignets, gumbo, all this and stuff. I wrote it down in my budget. You guys got to see. I'm gonna share it if I share it up here. What it reads up top. And it was just like, hey, just tell them all. No, I am budgeting. Like I had the script and everything ready, bro. Cause yeah, man, I have to get right 2026, bro. I can't have another 2025, bro. I'm putting this in this myself right now.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you on that though.
Cause you got to think everybody that comes here is gonna want like, oh, let's go, bro. I can't do it right now, twin. Cause if I do it for you, I got to do it for everybody. If I do it for everybody, I'm gonna be in the same position I already was in. So it's like,
Facts.
you know, like, what do you want from me, bro? Like,
Nah, that's a fact.
here it is, no budging. We eat out one meal, all caps, a week. Meals have a $30 limit per meal. If you order from two fat vegans and you stretch the $60 out to two meals, that is okay. What about when I have company? You're probably gonna have company every month. Just tell them, quote unquote, sorry, I am on a budget.
Yo, this is very like very you know what I'm saying, very professional of you right here, man. I respect this. I just like the fact that you opened up a full Word document for this, like because most people would just go
Oh, yeah. No,
straight
I
notes.
got it more fleshed out after this. I just had to. This is just the beginning of it
Okay,
that
I
I can
got you.
share out to the world. And yes, because I said to some people, they all laughing. I say, I ain't playing this year. Everybody think I'm playing. You gonna think I'm playing until you say, "Oh, let's get Rashad, let's get," and I'm gonna be like, "No." Just how you smiling, that's how I'm be smiling. I'm be like, "No, we ain't getting none. Nah, you go ahead and get some, enjoy yourself. Let the good
No,
times roll." Go ahead, Jelani.
oh no, I didn't mean to come all.
No, I was just saying facts.
Yo, so when you first opened that Word document, you just had like uh like the first three lines up there, and I thought that was like the whole Word document. But it reminded me of the episode of SpongeBob when he has to like I think he has to like write like a paper or something. And he spends the whole time like he's writing hard, and all he writes is the word "the" at the
Yeah,
top.
that's a classic, bro. SpongeBob is like you got some classics in there. Like I think about like Anthony Davis and like the man who goes out the emergency room and his whole body's like banded up and stuff. Like
Oh yeah,
SpongeBob just has classics, bro. Timeless.
Nah,
no,
facts.
the first like 5 seasons, 4 or 5 seasons, up until the movie came out. Everything after the movie, it kind of got like kind of weird or whatever. But yeah, no, the first 5 seasons is classic.
I think they said they got new writers. That's what happened.
Yeah, I think the creator of the show like stepped away after after the movie or something like that, or like right before the movie came out. I think he stepped away, like the original person.
Makes sense. Go ahead, Mo.
Oh, I was going. Yeah, I don't remember much of SpongeBob. I think we talked about this before. I remember saying that for me, a lot of people have a lot of like. I remember certain episodes, but like the episode y'all were just talking about, like I kind of remember, like just a little bit, but you know, SpongeBob does not hold a super fond memory for me. Like, not, I wouldn't say fond is not the word, but I guess, you know, some people are just how they just loved SpongeBob growing up and everything. And, you know, it's like one of their top shows of all time. I'm like, I used to watch it, but for some reason, when I got older, it just didn't have that same. I never went back to revisit it. Like, there's
Well,
other shows, huh?
oh, yeah. Sorry to cut you off. I was just gonna say I wasn't allowed to watch it because
Mhm.
my little sisters weren't allowed to watch it when they were like maybe my little sister was like 7-ish, so I was like 12 at the time. And ever
Mhm.
since then, I just didn't revisit it. But like the stuff I watched and rewatched and everything up until 12, I just remember so vividly. Like it just stuck in my head.
No, in fact, I saw a meme. It was this one girl's that said, when your best friend only talks in SpongeBob," and you know, it'd be like stuff like that where I'm like, "Yo, if somebody did that to me, I would be like, what are you talking about?" But I did watch it a lot growing up. I don't know, for some reason it just never really stuck with me like that. To where, you know, I feel like a lot of people, it's such a cult classic where people just love to repeat the lines and, you know, talk about all these different episodes. And it's like it's a few episodes that really stand out to me that I really like. I think my favorite episode when he did that performance at that stadium.
Oh, you talking about the with the band?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
That,
sweet. I was gonna sing this song, but I'm not gonna do that.
Bruh, that episode, and then my other favorite episode is when he had to go against some like Prince in like this burger flipping competition, like grilling competition. Like they came up to the Krusty Krab, and then he had to go to like this other world and had to battle the dude. I don't know if y'all remember that one.
It's so many episodes. It gets it's like specific ones that really jump out for me. But
Right.
the I think it's the Fry Cook Games is the one where there was like Patrick versus SpongeBob in like the Olympic competition or whatever,
Okay.
fighting and all that. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a bunch of. So I was thinking about because you like when you said that your sisters weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob. So I think my little cousins, if I remember correctly, they weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob either. And this other girl that I work with, she was telling me that when she was growing up, she wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. I wonder why that was a thing in the black community growing up.
So it was like one of the episodes, the episode when they was cussing, and he is like, "What the?" That was one of the first strikes, and then the other strike was when SpongeBob was married to Patrick, and after that they was like, "Oh heck no!" Like that, it was like we ain't do that.
Right.
That good old 2000s homophobia right there.
It don't matter no 2000s if it's a black parent. It'd be 2020. They ain't gonna let. You think the black parents today letting that fly?
Right.
It kind of depends because I feel like it was the same thing with Harry Potter because I knew like there was a lot of kids.
I couldn't watch Harry Potter.
You said you could watch it.
I couldn't.
You could. Yeah, so I'm saying I knew you wasn't the only kid I knew either. That like I knew a few kids growing up where they couldn't watch it back then. That was a thing back then.
I think unless your parents are like our age or like 25 with septum rings or whatever, like they see that episode, they kids watching that, they going, we ain't doing that.
Yeah. Nah, I think definitely if my parents would have saw some of the stuff, and if my parents would have saw some of the stuff, they would have definitely been like, "Yeah, I don't know about this one."
Yeah, I don't think my parents was paying close enough attention to, like, you know what I'm saying. Also, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff that we watched back then was kind of, even like wrestling back then. A lot of that stuff was kind of, we shouldn't have been watching that as 6, 7, 8-year-olds. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, when I was in kindergarten, no, first grade, I could not watch. I got in trouble at school, and I couldn't watch PG-13 movies because of Bring It On. And it's because I was at school. I had just watched Bring It On for the first time. And I was talking to the kid in line. Like, we all used to line up, like, you get off the bus and then you'll line up in your like class right before you walk into the school. And I remember I was talking to this one kid and I was like, yo, they had this one line on there that was so funny. It was like, UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. Yeah, you ugly. So I'm telling this kid, right? This girl behind me, for some reason, this a girl of a lighter complexion had felt I was talking about her. I wasn't even facing her.
Wait, what year is this? What year is this?
This is
what grade? I mean, what grade?
First grade.
Okay. All right.
And so she started crying, went and told my teacher. My teacher called my parents, and then from there they were like, yeah, you can't watch anything PG-13 or higher. And yeah, and I was so mad because I was just like, bro, like, I was not talking about you. I wasn't even looking at you. It's like, don't let your insecurities reflect on me. But, you know, it's what it is. My parents eventually, good old divorce. They forgot about it. I'm joking, but
lucky you.
But
no, that I feel like I don't know if it was the same for you. I know definitely, like, I mean, the thing about, like, it was different for me because, so, like, we had at like growing up at my mom's house, we have game systems, but we didn't have cable. We had like game systems, radio. I had like an MP3 player, so like we didn't necessarily need cable. Like, but like at my dad's house, we had cable, so it was like it was way wilder stuff that you might watch growing up. You know what I'm saying? Well, for me going over there, than like what would be coming on ABC or like NBC or TBS or whatever. Back when like TBS was local. So yeah, I definitely think that especially then, because like you had certain networks, like you remember like Spike TV, even Comedy Central. It was just, yeah, TV back then was just, I feel like, wilder in general.
No, facts.
But then again, some of the stuff that these kids are probably watching on streaming is probably wild too, because they could show whatever on there.
Yo, what was y'all go-to TV show at when you would come home from school, let's say in like middle school, that you would, like, soon as you got home, would be on and you'll go turn on?
So if I'm going to a house that had cable, it would probably be 106 in Park, or if I got home early enough, like Rap City came on kind of early, so like 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't get home early enough to see that. But like, probably 106 in Park would be if I'm going. Now if I'm not somewhere where, if it was like basic TV, probably either PBS Kids, because I still, even in middle school, I still would watch like Arthur or like certain shows that would come on.
You ain't got cable, bro. Those like the best entertainment options, bro.
Yeah. Or they used to have like Kids WB in the afternoon too. Like they would have that, they used to come on in the afternoon too. Do y'all remember this show used to come on? It only aired for like 1 year. It was a show called like Dance 360. Or
it sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
It's called like Dance.
By the way, Lane Shakita impactful. Yeah, Jane Doe is fine. Like, she is fine. Shouts out to Jane Doe. Shouts out to Chicago.
Is she a rapper?
Yeah, and a singer.
I sounded so old saying that right there. Yo, that's bad. Yeah, that's one of my New Year's resolutions, to listen to more new stuff. But yeah.
I was just gonna say John Doe's been out for a while. I didn't want to go too much into John Doe because you had a rhythm going on. I just wanted to acknowledge Lane Shakita impacts. But
I
yeah,
low key forgot what we was talking about.
You were talking about Dance 360.
Oh yeah. No, it was a show. It was called Dance. It was hosted by Frejo Starr, aka Q from Moesha, and Kel from Keenan and Kel. It was a dance show. It came on UPN. It used to come on in the afternoon. This came out like 2004. Some real, you had to be there, but I used to watch that for the 1 year it was on. But yeah, those like the main shows I used to watch in the afternoon.
When I would get home, it usually would be around because we got out of school around like 2:30. So I would get home by like 3-ish, and every day I would probably watch Scrubs.
Oh wow, that's a great show.
Yeah, I love Scrubs. I've literally seen every episode of that show at least like 2-3 times. Yeah, Scrubs and then House. I watch a lot of House.
Okay, so this is all right. I see. Yeah, so because like that's the thing about like certain. It depends on because like certain channels they switch up the programming like every few months or whatever. So it might be like King of Queens or like Everybody Loves Raymond or like reruns and stuff like that coming on. So yeah, it definitely used to switch up every now and then.
Yeah, I think Comedy Central was where I used to watch Scrubs all the time. And then yeah, at night, definitely watch 106 in Park at 6. And then after that we're eating dinner, we'll watch, like 101 or All of Us, with my mom and whatnot. So
All of this is a classic. That's a throwback right there.
yeah, or The Game, got every black person watched The Game at some point. Rashad, you watched The Game?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I didn't watch it originally on CW. I watched the when BET first got it, and I like binged it over because when they first got it, they played it over like one of the breaks, like Christmas break or something, and that's when I like caught up to it and was like, this is why people love it. And then like because BET did a marathon on it before they premiered the new season on BET. So so like I caught up, I got to know all the characters, Jason and all those guys, and then the new season was just kind of like it's like dang, like this is kind of really whack. But the CW version is heat, hot fire for sure. Like I think that was like almost kind of too good for just UPN or CW. You know what I'm saying? Like that probably should have been like a Stars or one of those type of shows.
No, facts.
Yo, did you?
Now go ahead.
I was gonna say, did y'all know? We might have talked about this before. Did you know House of Pain is still on television right now?
Yeah, my mom be watching it.
House of Pain came out when we was like, I remember House of Pain came out, bro. We was in like middle school, bro.
But it left though. That's what happened.
Did it leave?
Yeah. No, it left and then it came back.
Okay, I thought it was.
It ain't been on 20 years. It was like
okay,
it was on like 5 years, and then it went off the air for like 10 years, and then when everybody was doing reboots, that's when he brought it back. I was kind of surprised that they did it because like China was kind of big at the time. Lance Gross, he's pretty big now, so I was surprised that it came back. But hey, it is what it is. Shouts out to the whole cast. I'm glad that they can still get some work, still get some money. China, shouts out to China. She's a very interesting person. I love to interview her or just meet her. The fact that she's from Atlanta. I always want to meet everybody from the city and stuff like that. In terms of meet, I have another thing on that in terms of meeting everybody from the city in a second. But put a little bookmark in that. Me getting home from school, say 4:00, it'd be gym room is burning. No. 4:30 is gym room is burning. 5:00 around the horn. 5:30 pardon the interruption. 6:00 Sports Center. 4:00 was outside the lines. I think it was outside the lines, and yeah, that's what I watch every day after school.
Yeah, I forgot about those. I definitely will be tuning into those too.
Yeah.
See, y'all had that good like cable life, bro. Like it was.
No. On remember when they went to the digital antenna, you had to have a digital antenna or your TV don't work no more. So when they did that, my mom's TV, she ain't had no cable no more. Like when they was like, you got to get a digital antenna to have cable. So we didn't have cable on that TV. So after that, that was in high school, just about 10th grade or whatever and stuff like that. I'll watch the Tower Show every day at 4 p.m. And like if I'm sick or during the summer, my favorite show for sure, dang, Price is Right on CBS at 11 a.m., bro. Like I'll be like just fiending for 11 a.m. for the Price is Right every single morning, bro.
Yeah, see, during the summertime, like this up until there was a point, like TBS now is like it's like a cable network, but when we was kids, TBS was like a local. It was like you would get that. You didn't need cable to get TBS. So like during the summertime, they would show like this is in the 2000s. They would show Saved by the Bell, Cosby Show. They would show Home Improvement. So like a lot of the 90s shows.
Mario Lopez.
Facts.
Yeah, that's low key. That's low key. Like the first time. That's how I like saw those shows was because of the reruns. You know what I'm saying? Like during the summertime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm gonna add them.
No, go ahead.
No, I was supposed to say, and I feel like that's the low key like part of why maybe like this generation they don't know as much of previous generation stuff because they not sitting in the crib watching like with streaming they can just pick what they want to watch or they can just go on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't really have that option 20 years ago.
They don't know Leave It. They don't even know. They probably don't know Leave It to Beaver or the Good Times. Like the people. I'm sorry, Jelani, to exclude you. For the people with cable now, you ain't had to sit with your mama or your auntie sitting down watching TV One, sitting down watching TV Land. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we know about the Jeffrey Sanford and Son, man. Like Andy Griffin show. Like, man, that's some good eating. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, we grew up, man. That was kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie. I do remember being to my mom and being like, why y'all have so many Western shows? And she was like, that's all that was on TV. And like now kids don't even have to like, I feel like that's a rites of passage. Like you got to watch some old shows, be bored by it at first, give it a chance and then be entertained by it and be like, oh, this is a good show. Like you should know the cast of Good Times if you're black, but the kids, they ain't going to know that. Go ahead, Jelani.
No, I was going to say, about the Western shows, like yeah, no, they definitely back in the day that was a big thing. Like I don't really like I think what was it called, like Bonanza? I think that was one of them.
Bonanza, yeah, the big one, yeah.
I never really got too into it, but yeah, that was for sure a thing back in the day.
Them Western shows, the worst shows ever, bro. Bonanza had this fat white dude. I don't know how he became fat in the 1950s, but like he's the main character. He fat. And when that show come on, when what was the show? MASH? Oh, when that come on, oh boy, instant turn the channel, man. That's that boring stuff. Oh, turn the channel. It's getting real boring then. We ain't doing that. But yeah, man, for sure. The one person I wanted to say, wait, hold on. I had to pull up the House of Pain thing first. House of Pain. I got to shout out House of Pain. Go ahead.
A show back in the day, just real quick. I was like, you said you changed the channel for MASH. When In the Heat of the Night used to come on, remember I changed the channel every time, bro. That was go outside and play time right there.
Bro, that's the most boring show, bro. I don't know if it was the theme song or what, but that show was so boring to me, bro.
Bro, it's crazy. For me personally, watching shows like Saved by the Bell, Boy Meets World, stuff like that came on in the 90s, like early to mid 90s. And because, of course, we didn't really have as much access to the internet, I had no clue that they came out so long before my time.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Saved by the Bell came on, I knew it was I was watching reruns clearly, but I didn't know this was 10, 15 years prior, And once I like got older and I found that out, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Cause I was locked in as if this was like, I was there, like you would have thought I grew up in the early 90s with how like much of Saved by the Bell and Boy Meets World was part of my like childhood, And I think, that you said the credit to the reruns, because as you said with like TBS and stuff like that, especially they used to show those in like the mornings a lot more. So that'll be kind of like those, if they didn't have the early morning cartoons, you throw on Saved by the Bell, especially when you sick or something. Oh yeah, you watching all that stuff. You finna binge, like, found out every episode. So, but yeah, I think that for me, that was always the craziest thing as I got older. Once I realized that, I was just like, wow. Because then when I talk to people, like, younger people now about the show, they be like, nah, of course, they never seen it. And then they see when it came out, they be like, how do you know so much about it? And I'm like, this is what I grew up on. It's like, you grew up on a show from the early 90s. Like, yeah. I'm like, this was one of my favorite shows. So,
that's I could talk about that for a long time. That's a real thing. Like, just the trickle down effect of like media is not as much of a thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the kids' fault at all. Like, it's not that. It's just the way things are designed now. Like, we're not just sitting around. People in general don't watch as much TV as we used to watch. Like, nowhere, bro. There used to be episodes of like Monday Night Raw, like from back in the day, that would have like 7-8 million people watching. Like, if they do over 2 million people now, that's like a great number for them now, because it's just so much else to do besides sitting around watching TV. So yeah, no, I remember, like, speaking of wrestling, like when they went from Thursday Night SmackDown to Friday Night SmackDown, I know they used to, it's like in the 2000s, like 2005, 2006, after SmackDown would go off, they would play a bunch of episodes of like Jamie Foxx show, Martin, like Steve Harvey show. This is just a bunch of black 90s sitcoms. And that was probably like the first time that I saw a lot of those shows during that time, because it was like, I was alive when Jamie Foxx show was on, but I think it went off the air in like 2001. I was in like kindergarten, first grade. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So like that was probably my first time.
Steve Harvey, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was kind of like they were. Unless am I tripping? Steve Harvey, they had like new episodes 02.
They did 02. I do remember like I remember watching like the WB and them showing commercials for like new episodes of. I probably remember like 2001, 2002, but
because when did Romeo die?
2002. I remember them like honoring him at the I think the NAACP awards that year or something like that. Yeah, it's like 2002.
That joint was sad for sure.
Yeah, no, but to Mo's point though, he's right. Like you kind of had to know about stuff that came before you just because it would be on TV,
Yeah, and it didn't feel like you were watching something that was outdated. It just felt like this is just a part of what you watch. Like I said, Full House is another one. That show from like the late 80s.
Late 80s, early 90s,
yeah. So, and as I said, me as a like in the early 2000s, that was one of my favorite shows yet again. And now a kid in 2026, let's see, that comparison would be, let's say 15, about.
You about to say Everybody Hates Chris?
Yeah, I
or
guess
even like Modern Family or something like that. Well, Modern Family didn't go off that long ago, I guess.
I mean, shoot, for a kid growing up now, it'll be like 2010, 2011. So that would probably be about Modern Family for real.
The Office.
Yeah, The Office. Yeah. I think that actually The Office is one of those shows I think that younger generations still gravitate towards, because it's just a good, like carefree show that you don't have to think too much about, And I think that was the good thing about a lot of these shows. It didn't, because so many shows these days, so much, it's all so dramatic. Like Game of Thrones ruined the game. Did y'all ever watch Game of Thrones?
Never. It's crazy. I didn't realize how big Game of Thrones was till that little break between the second to last season and the last one, and I saw you people talking about it. But yeah, no, I never watched.
When I had my knee surgery back in latter part of 2015, I was on bed rest for like 2 months. So I had nothing but time. So I was just watching a bunch of stuff. And that's where, if it wasn't for that, I probably would have never got into Game of Thrones. Because at that point, they were on like season like 5 or 6. So, the episodes are an hour long each. So I wasn't finna sit down and watch that. But because of that, I did end up getting into it and I loved it. And I remember there's this one scene called The Red Wedding. And I've heard other people talk about how that was like a change in television. and a lot of people try to chase that the red wedding essentially, or just even like in the first season, how the main character that you're following is Ned Stark. It's like him, his family, and all that different stuff. But at the end of the first season, he gets beheaded, and and like they hang his head on like a stake, and it's crazy, But as I said before this, if it's the main character, the main character ain't finna die. At least not in the first season, And I said he was the main character, and then they killed him, and they unalived him, and you're just like, what? Like, what's going on? Where's the show going? And then like the red wedding was yet again a bunch of like critical people. Then it kind of shifted to like his son, and then at the red wedding they unalived like him, his pregnant wife, like a bunch of, it was just crazy. It was madness. And that was like the second season. And it was just such a shock because you would have never thought this would have happened. And now with television, they try to chase those moments of like anybody can get unalived. I don't care if this the main character, I don't care who it is. Everybody's susceptible. And for that shock value. But as I said, like Game of Thrones was the first show that I feel really did that. Because that's like with The Sopranos. And, I can remember, I don't know the main character's name. Like the dad or whatever.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony. That's like Tony Soprano, like being unalived in the first season. Like that's literally how that would feel. You feel like the show wouldn't make sense after that.
Right.
So, and I think like that is, and I say all that to say a lot of the shows these days, they don't have that carefree feeling. Like everything is trying to be such shock value. And then they're putting up while these shows, it's like, putting nudity in this, it's this person getting married to this person, the X, Y, and Z is happening. It's just all so crazy. They're always trying to go for the like, wow, instead of just being just a good wholesome show, So
Do you think Paperman made it?
Paperman?
Yeah. Paperboy.
I was about to say, yeah. I don't know Paperman, but Paperboy.
Got things mixed up.
I would say so. I think where he has definitely exceeded. He is the black version of what's Buddy that's in Galaxy, Chris Pratt. I feel like he's the black Chris Pratt, in my opinion, in a sense. I don't think he's as big as Chris Pratt, but I think he's like that version.
Oh, you talking about like made it in like Hollywood? No, I was talking about like, do you think like he passed away because like there was like the shot at the end of the first season, and that was like how the season began too.
I thought you I thought you were talking about.
Yeah. Oh no, that's how the show ended. I was like, wait, hold on, that's how the show ended. Dang, yeah, I was like the season ended. The show.
Yeah,
the show
I still gotta watch season 3. I watched the first 2 seasons of Atlanta are like iconic. I watched those when they happened in real time. I watched the first few episodes of the 3rd season, but I gotta watch the rest of the series.
The Golden Globes are on, and that reminded me of like the night that I won my Golden Globe, and I held like a little mantle in my mom's house, and I gave a speech, and my mom took a picture. It's like moments I'll never forget, man. Like when Atlanta won, and he's like, "This for the city of Atlanta. Thank you, Atlanta, for being so black." I was like, "Bro, we did it for real, bro."
Right.
We gonna get back for sure. Because when you talked about the change in the media and the media landscape, actually one of the categories tonight, I don't know if you guys knew this, was podcasts. And they were all white podcasts, and Amy Schumer won, and Snoop Dogg presented the award. I watched the Amy Schumer podcast once, the episode with Aubrey Plaza, because it was Aubrey Plaza's first interview since she lost her husband.
Yeah,
and it was a great interview. And then I watched like a little bit of her Maya Rudolph episode or interview, and that one was good too. So I was like, okay, it is what it is. It is kind of interesting how like they didn't think like not even one black, because even one of the podcasts had Charlemagne as a guest, and they showed it in the flash, and Charlemagne was like, "We need people like you in the space." I was like, so Charlemagne's more important enough to have his voice featured, but not like any black podcast is crazy, but you know how it goes.
So you saying that like if we want to win the Oscar for our podcast, we have to transition into white women?
We should probably stop talking about Dance 360 from 2004 with Kel Mitchell and Fredo Starr as the co-host. We probably need to talk about like, remember TRL?
Yo, listen, Dance 360 is a cultural milestone for those of us that didn't have cable. 2004.
No. That's like actually like an important thing that you said, and it's one of the reasons why like that brings value to the pod.
Nah, fact. But if y'all trying to get the Golden Globe, Backstreet Boys are NSYNC.
Oh, remember when NSYNC surprised the live audience?
Wait, did you say Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
Yeah.
For me personally, I feel like Backstreet Boys they dominated more like late 90s, and I was like a toddler then. And then NSYNC, they kind of had the early 2000s, like 2000, 2001, and then like early 2002 before they broke up. They had that on Smash, so I would have to say NSYNC because I feel like I saw more of them.
Nah, I feel you. Honestly, like I always liked Backstreet Boys better. But I hear a lot of people always talk about NSYNC. They'd be like, "Oh, NSYNC was way better." And then as I got older, I have leaned towards I think NSYNC was they made better music. But actually Backstreet Boys actually outsold them. I didn't know, like just the way that people talked about it, I thought that NSYNC in the moment probably was outselling them, especially with like Justin, and then Lance Bass. Those two people are bigger than anybody on Backstreet Boys combined, honestly.
Well, we just as a quick factoid, we do got to give credit though, because I do think at one point NSYNC did have the highest first week sales for an album of all time. They did like 2 mil first week. I want to say it was a celebrity album.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about Aaron Carter. You are right. Aaron Carter is up there.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. I definitely forgot about him. Okay, so I take back that comment. But yeah, NSYNC, they did their thing, man. But I said, like, I think I saw something one time and it was talking about how Backstreet Boys, they have more like high selling albums than, like, I think it was like the list of like top 10 selling albums of of a certain point. And yeah, it was like Backstreet Boys had like I think like 4 albums in there, and then NSYNC had like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think Backstreet Boys do have more total album sales than the NSYNC do. I just think NSYNC got the record they had the record at one point for the first week in 1 week. But yeah, overall, I think Backstreet Boys was, man, it's crazy because we don't really have boy bands ain't even really a thing no more.
Who's a bigger couple, JT and Britney or Jay and Beyonce?
All right, bro. Wait, hold on. There's a boy band out right now called Illusion Hills, and like they like the new Brockhampton. Their music videos, most of them have like only like 1,000, 2,000 views, and like I just came across them, and it's just interesting because the songs are 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, but they all have a verse. And there's like 6 to 9 dudes in the group. So they all spit like 4 bars and then it goes to the next person. But it works. Like it works. I think it's an interesting thing. I wonder how far they go. They've been together for a couple of years now. Their like highest viewed stuff is usually around like 20, 60,000, regular underground stuff, right? But they're together long enough, and they have like a white guy, like some Asians, and a black dude. Like it is literally kind of just like Brockhampton. But yeah, shout out to Illusion Hills. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
I ain't gonna hold you. The problem is K-pop is taking over the group band wave. So pretty much like all the male and female K-pop bands, they're so dominant that it would be hard for just in like an American like group to like make their way through.
No. That's a great argument. That's a great argument. Like Cat's Eye is pretty hot right now. That's the only one I know that's like new. That's the only one I know that's new. But shouts out to all the K-pop groups. They definitely doing their thing. Jelani, you were saying something, but before we got into boy bands, because you said there are no more boy bands.
I don't even remember precisely what we were talking about before the we just go down some rabbit holes here. I like that. Like that's I feel like that's a good part of the pod. But yeah, no, I don't even remember. I was gonna say though, on the topic of boy bands, we do, even though K-pop is big, I do feel like we need, like, for the black youth, we need like more teenage friendly culture. Like we need like the little Bow Wows, who's gonna be the B2K of I think the generation after Gen Z is called Gen Alpha. Who's gonna be who's gonna be their mindless behavior?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be their B5?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Who's gonna be the Diggy Simmons?
Who's gonna be the Diggy had like one song I actually like, the song with Jeremiah.
Diggy got hit.
Yeah, he had a whole tape, in my opinion.
Copy paste. But I know the Jeremiah song you talking about. That's one of my favorite songs of like 2010, whatever era that was. 2010.
Yeah, it was like,
there she go.
Yeah,
I like that song. I did. I'm not even gonna hold you.
He performed it at the Jeremiah and Diggy. They performed it at a runway show, and it was on BET for some reason. And one of the girls walked down, and she had like these Ray-Bans on. She had like a pink, like kind of Letterman jacket on, but it was like a puffer. It was something that was different. But I just remember I was like, dang, she looked amazing. Like, this is the best looking woman I ever seen. And even Jeremiah, like, he was singing the hook, and he like turned around with her and stuff like that. And I was like, man, she bad. I never seen that woman again. I never seen that clip like on the internet. It was like you said, Jelani, it's just an era where everything wasn't on the internet. Now every segment that's on TV, you can find it somewhere on the internet. But before 2017, you couldn't find every segment that was ever on TV on the internet.
No, facts. I think one of the issues why we don't have the boy bands like that is due to the fact that they don't really make like love music anymore. And like most of like R&B is toxic. So a group this age making toxic R&B music wouldn't be age appropriate, So I think that's kind of the issue, because you got an artist, what's Buddy that plays Simba in The Lion King?
Jadon.
Yeah. And I think Jadon, he is one of the few people I've seen that's young, still trying to get into the R&B bag like the old days. He signed to Usher, so I think he is, Usher is like really trying to mold him into being that type of star. And I think he's working his way into that. But I think for the most part, though, his subject matter is more like real, like love centric. And he's not really trying to be all toxic. He's really trying to be like, I'll ride for you, I'll cry for you type stuff, So, and I think that's where he has a good following so far. I like him personally, but I think he hasn't really broke out because, as I said, all the music that everybody want to hear these days is toxic. But I mean, I think it's not even just because of the music. I think because most people aren't in real love in their relationship, So like most of these relationships are toxic, and that's what a lot of these people, that's what they want to hear. They want to hear what they can relate to.
Yo, it's filthy out here right now. Like, it's not to be too negative, but like, it's yo, it's really like it's easier to if you want to, it's like easier to cheat on your spouse than it's probably ever been anytime. Like just because it's like it's so much. It's just a lot going on outside, man.
No, facts.
It's a lot going on.
And I think it's more encouraged too, you know, where and not even just more encouraged, it's where, you know, now everybody just like, well, I mean, if you cheat, I'm gonna cheat. You know, we just, you know, that's just I'm gonna get my lick back. It is what it is. And then everybody just cheating on each other. And then or you just hear people talk about how I'm a like if I think you cheating, I'm gonna go cheat. You know? Like then you know who fault I think it is? Keisha Cole. She said she should have cheated, and when Buddy cheated, and instead, and like the women heard that, was like, you know what, you darn right, I should have cheated, and let me go do my thing, and then now we here, you know, instead of them being like, you know, let me just leave and move on, and just you know be content with myself. They're like, nah, I should have got my lick back, and now we got Summer Walker talking about I should have robbed you. She took it up to a whole nother level. You feel me? It's
Yo, I didn't listen to the album. I didn't know she on that type of time.
Oh, that's track number 2, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. She was like, I should have got like just dropped the bag, got one of these girls that you messing with, and I should have had them just rob you. Like that should have been the type of time I was on. But you lucky I didn't.
Yo, that's that's definitely a step up from I should have cheated. I should have robbed you.
Yeah. The song hard though. The album is good. I ain't gonna lie.
No, she makes good music. I should listen to it.
But like on some real, like I like the Keisha Cole thing, I was kind of joking, but I do kind of feel that is the mindset that a lot of women did start to get into, where is, you know, shoot, you gonna go out there and do dirt. I'm finna just do dirt on you. You know, and it's just like that's how everybody feels. It's like everybody cheating, you know, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be, you know, but as you said, I think the accessibility because of social media and everything is so, you know, so out there. And then people, it's just so weird. I think like people don't be wanting to give up relationships, you know, like my homegirl that I work with, she talks about. So my homegirl, she was talking about how you know she's been cheated on her baby daddy and all the different stuff like multiple times, and I could tell like she's still on that, and she really talking about she want to leave Buddy, but it's like he pay all the bills, so she like I'm gonna just kind of just rock it out until I get my own place, but. You know, a lot of people don't want to just give up on a relationship, so they stay together, but then they still go out there and just do them. And then people be like, well, I mean, it's what it is, you know? Like, I don't know. Personally, I ain't finna take no girl back that cheated on me. I mean, I say that now, but you never know. You never know. But not that
I made that mistake in high school, so I don't have to make it now.
Right.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah. If you cheat on the girl and she catch you, do you expect her to take you back?
I don't know. A lot of the times, those be like the longest lasting relationships. I'm not saying they're healthy, but like the media, when like I mean, they probably shouldn't. Like, you know, if we just being like from a logical standpoint, but something I've been noticing a lot lately is like the dudes. I've been seeing people on TikTok joke about that too. Like the dudes that be cheating and like treating their women terribly. They be in the longest lasting relationships. They be, you know, maybe that's the key to happiness. You gotta. I'm joking, but you might have to, you know, step out to keep things fresh a little bit.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I think, you know.
Well, before we get too deep into this conversation, I do want to say shout out to Young Dylan and that girl lately. I felt like they were the last child stars that we really got. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to them. I mean, outside of like the people who be like child actors and stuff like that, but in terms of like the traditional kid stars, I feel like those two were those people. And they came up through JD. So shouts out to JD, Jermaine Dupri, man.
Hey, shout out to him.
Back to cheating.
Yeah, I saw this. It was this one compilation of comedians talking about cheating for y'all know Chocolate Sundays.
It's like a comedian. It's like a nightly. It's like a comedy thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a comedy club.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a compilation of artists of comedians talking about that, bro. It was so funny. Some of the stuff was just so crazy. It was just the most outlandish stuff. One dude was like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, I knew my girl didn't love me no more, you know. And like, we was at the crib one time, and our neighbors were like doing the do, and then we heard it, and then my girl was like, I wish we still made love like that. He was like, man. He's like, I don't know. He was like, yeah, I'll think in my head. I don't know about you, but I made love like that before I got to the crib. You need to get out and live a little. I said, bro. But
yes, that's real life. Well, not for me. I'm you know what I'm saying, but like for those that live that life, no, it really be like that. People, yo, it's just devious out here, man. It's you just see a lot of wild stuff happening.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm not trying to be shady at all. I wonder if he cheated with a guy or a girl.
All right, next topic.
See, I didn't even know who these people were before. I still don't know who they are before.
I know from I think like Facebook Reels. Okay, I want to speak on. I didn't want to speak on this on my channel because I felt like that.
You pulled up the picture.
We don't gotta go.
I did. I feel like it's a fine line when you're talking about trending topics of like just talking about trending topics in shade room. This leans a little more shade room for my liking, so I was like, I'm not talking about it. But I did pull up the pictures because we were talking about cheating. What else I'm supposed to pull up?
I mean, I feel you. Hey. I pray for peace for both of them. Respect their privacy. I hope you know. I'm sorry for the comment.
That is a question I have though, because someone brought up this interesting point on this. They said you guys literally used your entire relationship to present to the public to build a platform, and you guys became rich, and you guys like continue to kind of play on the relationship as a large part of your content to millions of people on the internet. Do you think now, since the relationship is going bad, that everything should automatically become private and something that we should know nothing about after you shared each step of the way for you guys? Because they've been popping for a minute.
I mean,
y'all agree with that?
No, because I think they showed us what they showed us was them having good times and making content. They didn't show us their everyday like personal problems, the ups and downs. It wasn't like they was on live because I've seen them for years, and everything I've ever seen is like usually her doing something like silly. Crazy, yeah, yeah, and so. Because it wasn't like they were like, hey guys, I just want to talk to y'all about how, we just got into this big argument yesterday about this X, Y, and Z. It wasn't like that. And I think if they were letting people into their lives on that tip, then yeah. I think realistically, like Chicklet and Melanie, I think they open up about their relationship. Like I saw Chicklet one time talking about how I really like both of them because I feel like they are very open and just real. And Chicklet was talking about how he doesn't allow Melanie to like do stuff for him. And that's part of the problem. And then at times he starts to feel like you don't do nothing for me. But then it's like he doesn't allow that space for her to do something. And like he was just talking about that on as a video. And so stuff like that where you're really opening up into your relationship and talking about these things, then I feel like that will leave more room for you to have those conversations. But if you just always showing you is just us making content, like me making stuff that look like cakes, you know, and then like I cut into it and then, oh, it's a cake, ha ha ha, you know, it's like, you know, it's
Bro, you described their content so perfectly, bro.
right, because that's what it is. I've
That's
seen
literally
it.
what it is. Or she put on some heels and then she'll do like a flip in the heels, and then she'll be like, he'd be like, "What are you doing?" And that's the video. That's like literally.
Right, exactly, bro. So
But yeah, no, it's different because, like you said, Chiclet and Millennium, like they stream. So like you said, like if you stream, if you do something closer to like reality TV, Hawks just won by double digits. By the way, they never win in Golden State. People like, yeah, that ball movement, how you win in the league. Whole nother discussion. But yeah, man, like it's a difference between that and then like showing you 30 to 60 seconds of the best part of our day where we, you know, enjoyed each other and shared laughter. Like like you said, it's like kind of sharing highlights versus sharing reality TV.
exactly.
Yeah, the whole internet couple thing is like, it's fascinating because it's some of them are authentic. Like, so I think some of them, you know, they really love each other. But I think if I'm being honest, I think the majority of them I just think it creates like a weird dynamic because, like you said, you're letting all these people, you know what I'm saying, like all these people into your relationship, and then it's like a performative thing, especially if y'all making money off of it. So like, let's say that y'all beefing, y'all not really seeing eye to eye right now. Y'all still gotta go make these skits because the bill gotta get paid. And you know what I'm saying? And then if y'all do separate, then you gotta, you know, figure out the finances. It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah, fact. That's literally the last year because I saw the post he did. He was like, "We've been having issues this whole like last year or so," and and you know, he was like, "I recommended for us to be separated," and I guess you know she wasn't necessarily trying to do that, and then he just ended up stepping out. But you know, which doesn't make it right. You know, if she doesn't, even if she doesn't agree to this, I mean, yeah, it's just that it doesn't make it right. But yeah, yeah, praying for peace for them. You know, hopefully they figure it out. You know, one of the craziest, excuse me, one of the most random combinations. How one of her best friends is her.
Oh, her the singer. Okay. I was like, huh? She's schizophrenic?
No, no, but yeah, like
because I seen my bad, Mo. I saw a theory because someone said it, like my friend, my homegirl said it. And then she was like, oh, just kind of playing. And then somebody else was like, I bet it's this person. And it was the same person. And they were like, because she has connections to the industry and she's friend, I guess, with her was the person, the connection to the industry. And yeah, I don't know. Her, my mom, when I was back home for the holidays, she was like, "You gotta watch this little girl. She bad. She playing this." She showed me the video. I said, "Oh, that's her," and she said, "Yeah, she bad." I said, "No, that's her, the singer." And then I pulled up Focus, and she was like, "Oh, okay, that's that little girl." I said, "Yep." She's like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm glad she made it because she good." I said, "Yeah, she was like this child prodigy. She came up under Prince and played at the BET Awards when she was like 14." And then now she's successful. And she's like, "Oh, well, that's good. All I know is she played that thing well." So shout out to her. Side note.
no facts. But yeah, like I had saw her post a video of her on vacation, and then I saw Christy in the video, and I was like, that's what I think it is. And then from there, you know, I follow her. So I'll be seeing like just random, like when she's on a lot of times when she's on vacation, she's with Christy. And I was like, how did this friendship start? This is the most random combination of people, you know?
Yeah, I'm still.
Oh, go ahead, Jelani.
I was gonna say I'm still like. So did they? Are they famous solely for? We talked about this before. Like in this era now, you can have millions of followers.
Yeah, so she does like she'll like prank him by doing the most random stuff, and then he has a funny laugh, and she's pretty, and I think a lot of women also think that the man is attractive, so that's how they go viral. And
Gotcha.
they've just been doing that for years.
His laugh is, some may say, sounds like a woman. It's like, just to be honest, I'm not trying to be shady, but that's where a lot of people, it's like he sound like low key like a girl laughing, and I think that's what kind of added to it. Because then you'll see the video and it'll be him, and you'll be like, okay, you know. But yeah, it's a very eccentric laugh.
It's a feminine laugh.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff she would do.
Chris, why are you smashing your food? Christy.
Turn it up a little bit, Rashad.
Hey, what are you doing?
That has to get old after a while, like having to force.
I don't know how to turn it up on share volume. I think y'all just got to turn up on y'all ends.
No, I can hear it. It's just.
I know it's real low. It's mad low because it's low for me. I had to turn it up on my laptop. But all right, I'm about to press play so you can watch the rest of it. But you get the gist from just that first clip. But yeah.
Cotton onions.
What are you?
Yeah, I don't want to be a hater. I just I know it's.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Like I know it's manufacturer. Like I know they forcing that. Like it's you know what I'm saying. Like I know you know, bro. Like I just y'all had to set the camera up at like the right angle, and then, like I could tell how that would lead to relationship problems. Having to do that every day.
But you gotta get this check, so you know, hey, get that laugh ready.
Right, we arguing right now, but we gotta film this prank so we could pay the mortgage this month.
Yeah, but but yeah, that's crazy. As I said, I've been seeing their content for years. So yeah, they got like a few million. So it's like, you know,
they're pretty big. They was at the NFL honors last year.
Oh dang.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to say earlier, I was talking about here come the text. Hawks looking better without Trey. Okay, all right. But we'll see how you guys feel in 2 months. But we were talking about people. Oh, China and McLean, right? And I was like, yeah, I want to like interview her, meet her, or something. Like I want to like meet everybody from Atlanta at some point. And the one thing I did not know until like last week, and I was mind blown by it. BK the Ruler went to Hillgrove High School. I did not know. Did you know that, Jelani? She from Cobb?
I'm not. I know. I've heard of her name before. I don't know any of her songs. I'm somewhat aware of her, but I think we briefly touched on it like last week, or not last week, a few weeks ago. I think you might have mentioned it briefly, but no, I didn't know. I feel like it's a few people that's like low key from Cobb on the low, relative that's like kind of popping in the industry.
Yeah, I was surprised when I found out the underground rapper, what's her name? Excuse me. She was beefing with Ice Spice. She cool with Kara and all them. Hey, what's her? Because it's not Wuchi, but it starts with a W though. Woo the Savage. Yeah. Woo the Savage is from Cobb. And she did an interview and she like, yeah, I'm from Cobb, this and that. And I was like, I did not know she was from Cobb. But yeah, like you said, it's a lot of people like that that's like low key from Cobb. It might be quiet about it, or you might have to read an interview to see that they're from Cobb. But yeah.
I think because you know Benzino is Coyle Ray's dad. I think he said she went to either South Cobb or Campbell. I want to say she went to South Cobb.
I remember when he said that.
Yeah.
And I was like, bruh, Carla Ray from here?
I think she was originally from like New York, but he moved her down here.
I think she's from Jersey.
Yeah, she from Jersey.
Oh, okay.
But she went to high school in Cobb, like at least a year or something like that.
Yeah, that's like Larry June. Larry June. Well, he didn't go to Cobb, but you know,
yeah,
he came out to Atlanta for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this one post that said, I can't trust nobody who doesn't like Larry June. And I agree with that. Because it's like, bro, all he talks about is like motivation, getting money, working out, eating healthy. How you don't like that?
So there was this little like kind of thing with Larry June when B Dot said he didn't like he said B Dot said he didn't like Mike, and he was like he sounds sedated, and they was like, but you got Larry June up here, and like I ain't gonna lie, like I rock with Larry June. I like some Larry June songs, but like I agree, bro. Like I agree. Like how you gonna not like Mike because you feel like he sounds sedated, but you like Larry June? Now, okay, granted, Larry June is much more clear in his enunciation. Like it's a very more like if you don't eat, you don't work. You know, hey. Numbers on the boards. Got my sea moss juice and my real estate that I'm investing in Oakland. Like it's very clear what he's saying. Mike is like like so I get it where it comes, but at the same time, like Mike be spitting, and for that to be the thing that you hating on is crazy. B Dot.
I mean, he be spitting, but is the subject matter the same? Cause I think like Mike got bars. Like I definitely think he got bars, but as I said, like Larry June would say, woke up this morning, put on a white tee, took a nice walk, and then just drank some iced tea. You know, like that'll be Larry June where like stuff like that. But I think
Mike. Go ahead. I want you to tell the Mike side. I want you to tell him.
Well, because I mean, I don't listen to a bunch of Mike. Like I listen to him, but I don't feel like I listen to him as much as Larry June to be able to fully like be able to illustrate exactly how his music is. But from what I've heard, as I say, he got bars. But that's what he got bars. He's not talking about like wealth management and getting to this chicken. You feel me? But yeah, I don't know. I guess you listen to more of him than I do. So I guess what is your thoughts on that?
Mike is like he rapping about the world. Like he's rapping about the state of the world and like life. Because like a lot of his music is talking about grief, like grieving his mom. So like yeah, that's pretty much like the main stuff he raps about, and like kind of being black, the complexity around being black, and his life growing up, because he had a different type of life. He's from Jersey, but he lived in London for a couple of years growing up, and now he's an artist where he just travels around the world, and his home base is New York. So he has like all these different perspectives on life and the world, and so that's pretty much what he really be rapping about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, yeah. And that sounds more aligned with what I thought he was rapping about. But that's why I was like, I think that's the, as I said, I think for some people, I could definitely see how you might gravitate more to Larry June. But I get what you're saying though. Like if you have somebody who they're both like slower, like paced artists, so, but yeah, man, as I said, I rock with Larry heavy though. I got into Larry June. My boy Eric put me on to Larry June when I was out in LA. Yeah, shout out my boy Eric. When we was out in LA, he was like, yo, like, cause he just started listening to a bunch of like LA artists while we were out there. And then, then he ended up going a little bit up the coast and then finding Larry June and started listening to that. And then he put me on back in 2020. And yeah, and ever since I've been like, oh yeah, this man, it's just such, you just feel like you just want to get up and get it in the morning, man.
Yeah, shout out to Larry June for sure. Like It's definitely a positive message and everything like that. And it, you know what I'm saying? Like I always rock with Larry. Like that's why I hate when B Dot said that and someone responded, but you have Larry June up there. I hate to kind of put a line in the sand of like Mike fans and Larry June fans. And it's like I like both of them. Like, why you guys have to do this? And
Right.
I mean, outside of the actual Life is Beautiful title track, there wasn't just many songs that I just, always revisited from that album, which is a good album. I like the album. It's got a message to it. It's got some of 2 Chainz's best rapping on there. Like, I like the album and I love the Alchemist. But I mean, that Mike album, I was listening to it the other day. I was like, I'm still listening to that joint. Like,
Right.
Mike, he's just one of my favorites, bro. Are we claiming Koi?
I mean, if she was there for a year, I guess we can. I mean,
it's funny. She performed KSU's Homecoming last year. Vanna B and YK Niece. KSU, boy, they came up, man. I'm really mad how they just passed up Georgia State like that. Like,
yeah,
I don't even want to get into that on the pod, but yeah, I'm surprised. And I'm not surprised, but like, I feel like if you went to school there in the county, you should at least say for like one time, like, yeah, I was here for a year. Like, I always think about that, John. Like, if I was ever in Valdosta for an event, I'm gonna say like, yeah, my old home for real quick, real stop by for a few months here. Like, I'm gonna say like I used to live here for a year, bro. Like, I don't know why people don't be doing that.
I mean, I went to school in Texas for like a year, and I went to school in Maryland for like 2 years, and it like I don't feel like that's where I'm from,
How old was you when you was in school in Texas?
I was 5.
That's what I'm saying. She was in high school. She went to Campbell High School.
True. I mean, as I said, but then let's be real. If she went to school here at 5, we would still be like, hey, she from Cobb. She went to Clarkdale.
I ain't doing that.
She went to Dunleavy.
Dunleavy. She was a Dunleavy Dolphin.
But
yeah, no, we could claim Coil Boy.
Oh no. you seen she popped out with the papas.
Yeah, you ain't seen the most recent photos?
She popped out.
Yeah, I've seen. Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah, she. I feel like she go viral like once a week now for a selfie.
Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't think she was all that. Now I think she fine, but it's not even because of just that. Like just seeing, I think the way she really dove into her femininity. Like before it was, to me personally, it was kind of giving like stud a little bit, just the way like she dressed and her energy. Like just like more masculine presenting woman, and just like as I said, just the way she would dress and like stuff. But she would be wearing them skimpy clothes, and I didn't really like that. But then, like recently, when I saw her on the Funny Marco interview, I was like, "This is a beautiful woman." Like not even because of like I said the enhancements. I just think like facially, like she is a beautiful woman. So shout out to.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say shout out to that Justin LeBoy.
Shout out to Koi, friend of the channel. Yeah, I felt like the turn really happened like around the pandemic for real.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was that's when she started kind of posting them vids. And then like, what rapper was like, if it's small, shake it like Koi, throw it in a circle like Koi, I'll be throwing it like Leroy. Like, who said that? It was some rapper. It might have been Meg Thee Stallion, Sexy Red. Like, it was Glorilla. Somebody said that.
I heard a few different rappers have a line about her. I know. I think J. Cole had one about her. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one specifically, but I only know one song about her. I'm not gonna lie to you. Only song I know is that just to get back to that. Ooh, I don't even know. That's the only one I know.
How the song go?
Just to get back to that. Ooh, yeah, that's the only part I know. It's a good song though. It's a few years old now.
You don't know Girls Are Players too?
Oh yeah. I do know that. I've heard that. Yeah. You're right. He said in 2021, I lived in a 2019 jet out in Boston, and Larry was my motherfucking amigo. Real time. Yeah. See, the thing with me about Larry June is that like I never really listened to his music, but I've heard him compared to Dom Kennedy a lot, who was one of my favorite rappers of all time. I've heard him compared to Currency too, who was also one of my favorite rappers of all time. So like that whole like lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, type of rap where they just talk about their normal lives. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely like into that, type of stuff.
Yeah.
It makes me think about like influencers. Going back to influencers, the people who like they got famous from just showing their regular lives, and then like they make so much money off of it that they quit their jobs, and so now they're no longer relatable. And it's like they try to make the same type of content, but it doesn't hit the same because no one can relate to you just staying at home all day every day. Like people like I wake up and go to work and like come home and shower and try to make the most of my last 4 hours of the night. Like y'all know the white dude that he used to go to work 9 to 5 and stuff like that.
No.
Is one in particular?
Yeah, it's a TikTok dude, and it's like life of a 25-year-old at my 9 to 5.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and he always show like this the shot of him sliding his laptop in his bag, and he go home, play with his dog, and get a beer. And it's the same thing every day, but like it would just go viral. And so since he built that, he quit his job, and then he was like on TikTok live being like, "Please guys, give galaxies," because he wasn't making enough money because like people was like, "We only watch you to go to work, and you don't go to work no more." So it's a whole thing. But
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
Go to work is insane.
But I say all that to say, like, you have to. I think part of being successful is being like relatable and acting like you're normal as long as possible. Like, you think of the most successful talk show host, Oprah. She acts very normal and like I'm pretty sure I said this in before because I say it all the time. But like Oprah, she'll be doing an interview and she like, how much it costs? Because I'm on a budget. And like Oprah's like the richest person in the room, but like she'll say stuff like that. And you watch it like Oprah, my homegirl, instead of like Oprah's a billionaire, so Ellen.
Yeah, I never thought about that till now. You absolutely right. No, she really, that's crazy.
Ellen DeGeneres does a good job of that as well. Of like she interviews celebrities, and then she asks like, so what is it like being a celebrity? Because I just go to Target and get my stuff and leave, and it's like, no, Ellen, you're just as famous as this person that you're interviewing.
I think she used to like. I think Ellen, after all the allegation came out, she lost that allure.
Yeah, she did. But that happened like right before the show was canceled.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, no, but I think during the duration of her show, you're completely spot on. That was the thing that people loved about her. Cause you said she'll just be like, I'm just a regular person. I make millions, but I'm like.
And then Jimmy Kimmel, I think, also does a good job of that. I think that's like the best way that you have to posture yourself is like as a famous person. It's like, oh, I'm famous? I didn't know.
No, who's low key great at that? Bill Simmons.
Oh
yeah, facts. You would
Bill
not
Simmons,
think Bill Simmons makes millions.
I was just about, bro. Bill Simmons makes not the pocket watch, but Bill Simmons makes like NBA money, and he.
Well, you know Amy Poehler, when she won that podcast award tonight at the Golden Globes, she thanked Bill Simmons and the Ringer Network, and I said he got the Amy Poehler podcast, and I was like, oh my god,
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yo, for some reason, when you said the Amy like podcast earlier, for some reason I was thinking Amy Schumer, and I swear
I thought you said Amy Schumer.
This the Amy that people like.
But I think you might have said Amy.
You did say Amy Schumer, bro.
Yeah,
Amy Schumer. You said Amy. Yeah, because that changed.
I meant Amy Poehler, bro. Dang,
yeah, that changes everything.
Amy Poehler.
Oh, yeah. I was like, bro, they
me too, so I must have said it.
Okay,
yeah. Amy Poehler, yeah.
Yeah, because the Amy Poehler podcast, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Because Amy Schumer ain't interviewed Aubrey Plaza and Maya Rudolph.
Yeah. That's why I was like, when did she get a podcast and it's popping like that? Like, white privilege.
Not enough people like Amy Schumer for that. Like,
yeah.
No, Amy Schumer did back when Spotify first started doing podcasts. They did give her like a big bag, but the podcast didn't take off like that.
one likes her. I think the turn really happened with the whole Monique situation.
With Amy Schumer.
What happened with Monique?
So Monique, remember she had the stand-up special with Netflix, and like they offered her like 2-3 million, but they gave Amy Schumer like 30 million, and she was like, nah, how Amy Schumer get 30 million and y'all only offer me 2 million? And like it became this thing of like black women not respected and stuff like that. And Monique eventually got a stand-up special with Netflix, and it was a big deal. Like it was a thing a few years ago, probably like around the time of like pandemic, maybe like 2020, 21. I got respect for Amy Schumer because she held Eric Andre down when they were struggling comics. Hey, shout out to Amy Schumer then.
Yeah, hey, I've never been a fan of her just because I just don't think she's funny. Like I think, like genuinely, like not even. I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing. I think for years her movies, she did stand up, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like this. It just wasn't funny. Like I watched it and I was like, this isn't. But and so that's why I never really been a fan. And then just from there. But hey, shout out to her. She held Eric Andre down. Shout out to Eric Andre.
Yeah, I wish that show kind of. I mean, it kind of ran its course, but I do wish low key like they still made new episodes of that show.
Didn't it kind of like come back though? Because I remember when like Donald Glover was on it a few years ago, and I was like, "Is this okay? You think the show came back?"
It came back for like one season, I want to say, because he was bald on the new season.
Yeah, and I was like, I thought this show ended. Is Michelle Buteau the new Monique? Who's Michelle Buteau? Let me look her up. Y'all know who that is?
Nah.
All right, I'm gonna look her up. Name show. But Rosario Dawson has had such an interesting life, bro. Like I don't know if I told you guys, but I like just binge Outcast, and I'm still kind of in that space right now since I came home. I think it's because they made to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so I just like Outcast everything Outcast, and then being back home, obviously. But her being in like She Sits in My Lap and dating Eric Andre, and then dating Cory Booker, and then Cory Booker marrying like her lookalike after they broke up. Just like she's had a very interesting life.
He got game.
I do know this lady. Oh, I've seen her before. Y'all seen her before?
Yeah, I've seen her before.
Yeah, I've seen her before.
I don't know what.
Don't she be on? She was on Girl Code.
I don't know about.
She might have been on Girl Code. Now I'm thinking about it.
But I know she hosted something recently. I can't remember what it was.
No, we thinking of the other. That's kind of. It's really insane that we just did that because it was definitely a different plus size black woman.
But this woman, she definitely hosted something recently, or she did something recently that I can't remember what it was. Go to all instead of
I have seen her before though. I don't know where.
The Circle. That's what she hosted. Yes, that's what I was like. She hosted something. Yeah, she hosted The Circle.
What's that?
One of those like kind of like it's almost like a dating show. It's not really a dating show. It's a kind of like a social media show where people are competing to try and get into The Circle. It's a bunch of people you don't really know who like the real people are. You don't actually get to interact with them. Like y'all just are messaging each other, and it's and then like people can be fake. Some people may be fake, some people may be real, and whoever as you're messaging each other, it's not until somebody gets eliminated that you see who they really are. And like it could be like a 40-year-old guy playing to be a 21-year-old black woman. and just messaging like her, trying to talk like her, coming with a whole identity. The girl who won the first season of The Circle, she played as her baby daddy. Well, as her, I think her fiance. And then was just pretty much talking as if, she was him, and saying that like, yo, like, I got my daughter back home and this, that, and the other, and she ended up winning. And she was actually one of the first ever somewhat celebrities that I ever met. Cause she came to the restaurant I worked at back in like 2021, 2021, like early 2021 for Mother's Day. And I remember she came in and I was just like, yo, you're, X, Y, and Z. She was like, yeah. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I didn't know, like, you lived in this area. We just bought a house out here. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Like, my girl, she loved you. Like, we were rooting for you to win and blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, thank you so much. But then they left like an okay tip. And I was just like, I guess that Netflix money. Yo, one thing I'll say about working in the industry and then meeting a bunch of different celebrities, it's some people, they gonna leave good tip because they got it. But then there's those people who don't really got it, and you be like, okay, yeah, so like you ain't, or they just what they order, the way they act. It's just like you get to see a different side of them, where it's like, I know who the person really is, low key. You know who used to come consistently and leave a bad tip? And that I watch him, it doesn't surprise me now.
I know from when you used to tell me.
Who?
I mean, you want Jelani to guess first?
I don't think Jelani gonna get.
I remember from when you used to tell me.
Okay, I guess Jelani, you can take a guess. Who do you?
I feel like I don't want to guess in that shit. I feel like it's like disrespectful to. I am very curious.
Hey, Jelani, who you think broke right now? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I am curious to know who it is, though.
Rashad, who do you think it is?
The Shea Frost.
Yes.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, no, that doesn't.
Bro,
me a little bit.
They used to hate when that man came in, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Him, his sister. Bro, they used to come in there buy mad stuff, leaving like the crappiest tips. He'll come in with like baddies too, and but I had no clue who he was at the time. They're like, it was just one girl that I worked with. I was like, oh, that's the Shea Frost, and I was like, really? But shout out to him. Great content creator. Like I don't want to say like, hey, some people. You saw that video of Evelyn getting called out by that waitress, like Wendy's sister.
Yeah. For leaving a bad tip.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say this, Jelani. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't her. It wasn't Nicole Byer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like that was crazy. We low key passed that up.
Like, when you said that, I was like, I know he ain't talking about Nicole Byer. They don't.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. I was like,
light skin.
But it was a light skinned black woman on Girl
That's
Code.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, like that looked like her.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we're not just making it up. I know who you talking about.
Okay.
She did look like her.
But yeah, I was like, I hope it wasn't Nicole Byer. But yeah, like you said, shout out to Shea Frost, bro. Like he's doing a better job with his content because Evelyn, that's what we were talking about. Her not tipping. Yeah, that was crazy. And she did it on stream to embarrass her to really, because it wouldn't have made a difference if she did it off stream. She would have been like, okay, and then she still would have been a bad tipper. Now I bet she's gonna tip well every single time.
Right.
Did she say how much like the tip was relative to the bill?
I don't remember. It was
I think we said I'm pulled it up.
Whatever it was, I think she left like $5.
Oh, that's crazy. But I don't know. Like some people, they assume because you have a certain amount of money, they expect more than the 20% or whatever. But I don't know how much the bill was.
Yeah,
$5 on $250, crazy.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Like I'm tipping $5. Like if it's at $18, and I'm gonna just round it up to 23, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. This was a couple years ago. I was popped, and I shouldn't have been eating out, and the bill ended up being more than I was expecting. I definitely tipped like $10 on like a $120, but it was like, bro, I'm down to like my literal. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have been outside at all at that point, but
That's better than $5 on 250.
yeah, I felt bad about that because I could look at the waitress's face and I could see she was like, "Bro, are you serious?"
I realized from like now that I'm out of serving and then talking with other people about like serving, like I was talking to this one girl who was talking about she was thinking about getting into it. And, she was like, well, what if people did X, Y, and Z treating me a certain way? And I didn't realize you have to really low key be like mentally strong to be a server because you have to be able to deal with a $5 on 250, you know, and sometimes like I was never the person, I wasn't finna run you down. Like if you're still in the restaurant, I'll be like, we'll have little things where like maybe I wouldn't come to the table, but I have somebody else come and be like, hey, so was everything good tonight? Yeah, everything was great. Like, okay, well, like we just want to, you left this tip. Like we figured it may have been something with the service, and it's kind of what this lady did. But a lot of times I would kind of just chalk it up and just be like, hey man, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, and you have to think about it as you got to think the next one is gonna take care of me, and for me that's where you'll get those $5 on 250, bruh, $5 on 1,000, bruh. I've seen it all, like no cap,
Five on
crazy,
1,000 is crazy.
bruh. And it always be the people that they love to talk about, we're gonna take care of you, we're gonna take care of you. They start talking about that from the beginning. And like, yeah, we're gonna take care of you. I learned, I'm like, bruh, you are not gonna take care of me. At least not the way you think you are. And but then you have the next person that will tip like, like 40% on whatever their bill was, and then it evens out, so it's like, man, forget that little $5 tip, man. The person just took care of me, so we back up. So as I said, it's like the mental aspect of it. A lot of people, they can't. It's tough to deal with, and then dealing with your people in general. Somebody might be a little rude to you. You got to learn how to be polite, be very passive aggressive. Like, why is my food taking so long? Well, sir, I do not cook, as you can see. So, like, I will go check on that for you. But, little stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm meant for the service industry life. I wouldn't mind. It's a lot of work. You got to learn a lot, but like being a bartender would be kind of cool though. But I know it's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah,
Bro, the man, the place we was working at, Mo, like, but before Mo made it to the major leagues of serving, when we was like still in the, what I'm saying, our little joints, bruh, that jump. Because the name of our company was like Hospitality Services or something like that, and I did not have the hospitality, bro. Like, it's just like I just can't hide it. If I'm fed up, if I'm like antsy, I'm gonna just show it to the customer, and I wasn't supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Like, it was just just some it just happened like that. You know what I mean? Oh wait, hold on, my bad. But yeah, I was what was it? Yeah, I'm even the story's irrelevant. But yeah, I just say that to say like the customers would get me like kind of hot sometimes, and I'll let them know like with a snarky comment instead of like, oh, I can do that for you. I wasn't doing that. I was like, well, you shouldn't have done it. I was one of them, like a Popeye server, bro.
right.
Yeah, no, you definitely, like most say, you gotta have a certain level of enthusiasm. That's why I low key like working factory jobs to an extent, just because it's like I could just come in and just do my job and just go home. Like I want more times than not, I want to have is like little human interaction when I go to work as possible.
Nah, I feel that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm so used to it at this point. I don't. I like the jobs with human interaction now. Like where I wanna, like the different people that I get to meet and talk to. Cause like we're working with T-Mobile. You know, I'm like coming across people all the time, and you know, I think as I said, if I wasn't in this type of field, like you know, for so long, I probably would be a different way. But now that I've been in it so long, it'd be man, like I just couldn't see myself doing something where I'm not talking to people, you know, different people all day, because then I'm gonna just be like, I'm gonna be bored. Like you know, I'm gonna run through all my podcasts, you know, listen to every album you could think of, and then just be like, man, like that, bro. I used to be a security guard, and so when I was a security guard, I was just like by myself, bro. I used to just sit there and watch Netflix all day. I was a horrible security guard. There was a robbery on my watch, bro. It is funny because they got me on camera because I had went to lunch during that time, and then so I'm like, I'm driving back, and then I'm looking, and I see a cop, but it got patrol lights on. It's not like the actual like you know lights on. So I see like it was a couple cop cars with a patrol light in front of a jewelry store. And so I'm like riding by in the little car looking like, what they doing over there? And then I called my manager. Well, she called to check in. She was like, everything good? I was like, yeah, everything straight. I see a couple of patrol cars in front of the jewelry store. I don't know what's going on over there. She was like, really? Like, oh my gosh, you didn't go check? I was like, nah. And she was like, okay, I'm finna call. And then she called me back. She was like, yeah, they just got robbed over there, this, that, and the other. I was like, man, that's crazy. And they was like, yeah, they got you on video just driving by, just looking. And I was just like, hey, yeah, this job just wasn't meant for me. My bad.
Oh, they fired you?
I ended up getting, so actually I quit and got fired at the same time because I had already got another job. So it was my last day already. I already put in my notice. But then the day before my last day, I left like 5-10 minutes early, and then they were like, yeah, like you clocked out early, you know, that's against a violation. So like you got to sign these termination papers. And I was like, bro, I'm leaving. Like I'm not gonna sign no termination papers. I like, y'all still gonna send me my last check? She was like, yeah. I was like, all right, bye. And I just walked out.
Right.
Bro, y'all know I got written up. I got my second write up in my old job when I turned in my 2 weeks. Like I came in the office, I said, hey man, so I got a new job. I left y'all with 8 people who could, I feel like could replace me with their contacts and stuff. And he was like, oh, it's crazy, man. I was just writing you up, man, because you ain't have enough. He said you ain't have enough stories in the past couple months. I was looking like, why the number of stories on the site down and you ain't? Yeah, so yeah, I literally got written up the day that I turned in my resignation.
That's crazy.
No, it's perfect timing. I low-key do gotta be up like super early, but I'm not. I don't want to mess the flow of the show up. So we, you know what I'm saying, we still. But I don't know how late y'all want to go tonight.
I mean, we can start wrapping it up. We got 2 hours.
Yeah, I ain't want to end it just right now unless we can though if y'all.
Well, the BK thing was the main thing that I wanted to go back to.
Oh yeah.
No. I mean, we went back to it. Yeah, like that was the thing that I put a pin in, and I was like, all right, don't forget BK the Rollers from Marietta, like the whole thing. Because now, like when they introduced her at the Hawks game, she did an interview at the Hawks game earlier. I think the night that Trey got traded, and which was teary eye. Oh, we could talk about Trey in the episode, and it was like Marietta, Georgia rapper, and I was just like, this is so crazy to me. Like, did everybody always know? Because I've interviewed BK the Ruler before. and I did not know that. Did not the whole thing would have been, the whole energy would have been different. It would have been, oh, Hugo, but you know, I didn't know. But you
Yeah,
know,
I didn't. I had no clue.
yeah,
Powder Springs finest.
Powder Springs finest, but like Wikipedia says Marietta. Uh,
Oh
what?
yeah, I mean, she might have she probably lived in Marietta, but just went out to school there.
Yeah. Well, you know, people not from there be like, they be calling everything in Cobb County Marietta.
Yeah, because they don't realize how big Cobb
Yeah,
County is.
they don't know. They don't know. This is another thing. PK to yeah, Coy interviewing Coy was
Oh yeah,
cool.
y'all are Hawks fans, so I don't have the same emotional. I mean, I like Trae Young as a player, and
Yeah.
I'm from here, so like. But did y'all just want to vent y'all, whatever thoughts y'all had about Trae Young leaving?
Coy was pretty. Like Coy was pretty when I met
Yo,
her.
I asked his man about Trae Young. He started talking about how pretty Coyle Ray is. That's how you know she bad.
Coco Jones was nice too. And I was like, man, she was so nice. I thought if I was around her enough, I would have the chance. Cause I ran into her like 2-3 times, and every single time she's like real nice and like just humble and stuff like that. But shout out to Spider, man. You know, got a couple more million, and he can dunk better than me. So you know,
For me, the two most beautiful women that I met in person, Angela Simmons and Nicole Murphy. Bro, Nicole Murphy, bro, she is just, it's not fair. Like seeing her in person, I was just like, bro, this is crazy for you to be like 50, this fine.
Am I tweaking, or did she do like a commercial with LeBron in like 2007?
She might have. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So am I picking up that like it's certain things you can't talk about for certain reasons? Rashad?
No. I've been talking about Trey the whole week.
Oh, I was going to
But
say,
it was like you know, I wanted to make sure I got out everything that I wanted to say.
Okay.
Before we ended the pod.
Oh no, I wasn't even trying to rush the end. I ain't
Yeah,
but I'm trying to think of who's the most beautiful. Honestly, like Atlanta is just, you low key could be at like a Kroger and you'll see like my Uber driver earlier today, and it was crazy because I found out that she wouldn't tell me what NBA player she used to be married to, but she used to be married to an NBA player. She would say that much, and I could tell she wasn't capping because she was super bad, like to the point where I low key was like, what happened to the finances that you ended up driving Uber looking like this? But yeah, no, you could just be anywhere and you'll see. It's hard for me to say like who the most. I'm trying to think of like famous people that I've seen or women that I've seen in person though. That would be like, yeah, I'm not sure who the most. There's probably some random Atlanta women I've seen before.
Mine, one of them was like a Hawks game when I was like maybe, I was young. I was real young. So I was probably like maybe 6th grade, maybe, I don't know, because it could have been anywhere from 6th grade to like 10th grade. But I remember when I saw her, I was like, oh, I'm gonna meet my wife at a Hawks game. And then the other one was, it was my birthday one year. It was probably like turning 21. We went to Hooters. I was going to Georgia State at the time, so we went to Hooters on Peachtree. Just walked up there, and then the server was like just crazy, and I never seen her again. And I was like, bro, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. And then, of course, all the women that I've been romantically involved with, y'all are up there as well. Shouts out to y'all.
Gotta throw that in.
I mean, you can't be saying things during the relationship, and then since y'all no longer in a relationship, you don't believe that anymore. No, it's not up there.
I'm joking.
I never seen Io Devery in person. She said you look poor, you look broke, and you don't have a profile picture. I'm about to get on your stupid ugly ass, but you got Indy as your numbers. Indy for Notre Dame, Indy for for no doors, ND for no house. Yeah, I need to meet Tinashe, bro. I seen Tinashe one time walking past, like on the carpet. And it's crazy because it's like my whole life was like Tinashe or whatever when I was in middle school, and then she just passed me. I was like, "Hey, Tinashe," and that's all I could say. And she said, "Hey," and that was it. And I was like, "Dang, it would have been nice to have a longer moment than that." But you take what you get. Uh, yeah, but yeah. Anything you wanted to say more?
ND stand for no dollars. You broke, boy.
There it is. ND stand for no dollars.
But yeah, just to address Jelani's topic, yeah, I've publicly said on the pod that I like Trey. I'm a fan, but I've been thought we should move on. So I am not sad about the trade, and I think this is a good situation for him so that he can get opportunity to get paid. And I think it gives us opportunity to clear the books to possibly make another move. And then we also have draft picks. So this could be a game changer for us. But as I said, I've been saying it for years. We wasn't finna win the championship with Trey, not as the star player. Trey could be a piece of a championship team, but I don't think Trey is the person that's going to lead you to a championship. And that's just a personal opinion that I've had for years. I think that magical run in the Eastern Conference Finals, I understand, if he didn't twist his ankle, then, we might have made it to the finals, but that's also with Giannis being out. That's also with, the 76ers folding. I think realistically, I didn't think we were that good of a team, and we just kind of had a miracle run. So that moment kind of, in my personal opinion, as I said, like I like Trey, so there's no shade to him. I think it gave Atlanta a lot of fans false hope that they thought this is something that is a standard when it was more of an anomaly. And so because of that, I think we held on longer than we should have, which led to us not being able to get the draft capital that we could have possibly got, or trade capital from this trade. I think if we would have traded him like 2 years ago, then we definitely could have got more. But but I think trading him at this point, you got the money that he's owed, it hasn't been producing wins as of recently, the last couple seasons. So because of that, I feel, people look at him in a light where they don't see a winning player. Just like with like LaMelo. I think people see him like LaMelo, how LaMelo's not a winning player. Put up great stats, but it's not winning basketball all the time. So, so that's my thoughts on the whole situation with Trey. As I said, I'm a fan. I do rock with him. I think he's a great player, but I think realistically, he doesn't lead to wins and championships.
If anything, I've said my thoughts all week on it, but I think the main thing that I'll say with it is, it seems like with the new information we got with the interview that he did with Mark Spears on his way out, it sounded like that the organization was willing to hold on to him and like let Trey stay until he wanted to leave, and the first time that they were even open or considering him moving on was not offering him an extension this summer. He said from that point, he said, okay, let's see how the first half of the season goes with Kristaps to see what type of run we can make. And he said Kristaps got hurt, then he got hurt. So, and then he said when he was out, Jalen got it going. So he said, all right, well, let's just do a deal now, as opposed to it gets to the point where if I don't pick up my option, I might leave and I'll leave the team with nothing. He said he didn't want to leave the team with nothing. He said he wanted the team to get something back. So that's why the Hawks waited so late to trade him, because this is the first time that Trey's been open to being traded. And, the ownership loves him. And all of the off the court stuff is the stuff that matters because he like flipped the value of the franchise like from barely a billion to like multiple billions, you know. And that was just him, literally just him bringing the popularity, jersey sales, viewership and attendance up and stuff like that. Like he made the Hawks a cool place to be and stuff like that. So yeah. I say all of that to say like on the culture side, he meant a lot and he was kind of like a staple in the city because he's been there so long. So now, I mean, 8 years is long these days in the NBA. So now, you know, just wish the best for him. And it seems like he's still connected to the city, still got love for the city. And, you know, we'll just see what happens next. But yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a loss. I mean, I don't know. Time will tell as far as like a basketball thing, you know, whether it's good or bad. But like you said, from a cultural standpoint, it's definitely a loss from a cultural standpoint because he was a big part of. I mean, you always hear Atlanta rappers dropping his name in their raps. He was cool with a lot of rappers from the city. I mean, he definitely carved his lane out as far as like Atlanta culture and being outside and you know what I'm saying, touching the people and stuff like that. So it's a loss from that standpoint. It's you know, but it's interesting. I think the Hawks will. I ain't gonna sit here and cap like I watch a lot of Hawks games because I don't. I can't really speak on like what the team is looking like right now, but it's definitely interesting to see what it's going to look like in the future.
And no, they won tonight, so you know that conversation continues. Um, fellas, is there anything else? Is there a woman that you guys would like to meet that you feel like is like, oh, Jessica Williams after
We don't have enough time.
Chase Infinity. Shout out Chase Infinity. And then, of course, as always, shout out to Io Debris. Like, I'm definitely like getting my chips up, everything like that, to even put myself in the same social sphere as Io, so I could be ready. You know, I need to be ready.
I want to meet her and Snow Allegra.
Yeah, hers top to Chloe Bailey is up there.
I've never met Chloe Bailey, which is weird because she had a whole thing that the city of Atlanta had her whole day and the declaration and the thing at Morehouse. Like she had a whole day in the city. But I think I was in Mississippi at the time. But I met Hallie at the airport randomly, going from LA to Atlanta. But I never met Chloe.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to go to the meet and greet.
What you gonna do? How you gonna pose at the meet and greet?
I don't want to say nothing too crazy. And no, whatever. You know, at the meet and greets with the women artists, you know, you can't touch them. You know,
you said it's not like a Chris Brown joint.
Yeah, it's not the same with the women. No, you can't. Yo, I seen a TikTok of speaking of this Shay Frost of his sister, of like a fan taking a picture with her.
Oh yeah,
bro, it was so awkward, bro. I was like, damn, that's whack.
You see, she doing the whole homeboy thing. Why is this cutting up? Like, hold on, y'all gotta hear the volume. Hold on, give me a say. I'm going back.
I don't even blame them though, because a lot of the male fans be freaked out. Like you gotta watch some of these dogs.
Oh shit! Be Jim's okay. Oh shit!
Oh, that's hard. Don't be too jippy.
Hold my hand.
Oh, come on, he too playing.
Come through, drip.
Okay, Chloe. She let you hold the hand?
Yeah, she was cool. She's cool in a lot of the. I done seen, like I said, some awkward interactions where.
All right. So the thing, okay, this just happened to me a couple times, right? Where we go for the picture, and you know, I'm always playing it safe, either hands in pockets, or we doing my buddy, my hand, you know what I'm saying, my right ring on your shoulder like this, you know what I'm saying, on the closest shoulder to me, right? You know what I'm saying? So I usually do one of them two, buddy buddy or just hands to myself. If the woman comes in and she puts her hands on my waist, like then I'm like, oh, that's the type of picture we taking. That's when I'll go, okay, hand over the shoulder, the other shoulder. And I remember I did that with one particular person. And after she did that, that's when she threw up the peace sign to like, the picture ain't gonna be like that. I was just like, well, why you put your hand around my waist in the first place? I don't know.
Was it awkward?
It wasn't. It was cool until afterwards. I kept running into them because it was a conference.
Oh,
And
never
then,
mind.
like-
Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
And then I seen them at like a party later that night, and I was just saying, hey. And then when they saw me, they like widened their eyes and they turned around like in disgust. And I was like, I'm not stalking you. We're just at the same conference. You see same 50 people the whole week.
Yeah, I'm sorry about you. You spoke about that before. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went like that.
Hey, shout out to Alicia Cara.
She don't want to be at the party.
Man, I ain't seen her in forever.
She was on that Logic song. I think that's like the last time I saw her.
Yeah.
So
she got a little dunk on her. Okay.
He talking about Holly. Yikes. Chloe.
Oh, you talking about Chloe? Okay.
He talking about Chloe.
Yeah, I thought you talking about Alicia Cara. I was like, I didn't ever study her like that.
I mean, she got a little something back there.
Oh, for real.
I mean, ain't nothing crazy. All right.
Oh, he just looked it up. So like I was looking at your eyes. I was like, oh, he's actively like.
He did his research.
Hey, yeah, no, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Oh, he said he was talking
Yeah.
about
All right,
Alicia Cara.
for Lane Shaquille passport, I'm gonna do it, but let me see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do my research when the episode is over.
I don't know what to say. Like I can't search like backside.
I mean, you can.
Not on the pod. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that is crazy.
Like if you go to the, you know how the history, you'd be like, oh yeah, I just put it in, and then there was like the next word that came up, and I was trying to I didn't know how to spell her name, so I just clicked on the first recommendation, and that's what popped up. You can't even do that because you like deliberately did it on camera.
Right.
I see some that you can't see much in that outfit right there, but
Be so for real.
I see.
I mean, I'm looking at her page. It's like, yeah, it's a little.
Shout out Pink Panthers.
Oh yeah, she fine.
I met her. Kalani Rogers is fine. I met her. Same day.
Yeah, she. Oh yeah, you told me she interviewed her. Yeah.
I'm never letting that one go. I'm never letting that story go. Shout out Kalani Rogers, friend of the channel. I guess that's about it. I feel like it gets to a point where like if I'm searching these with that screen actively, it gets to the point of creeping. So I'm gonna stop right there. He said look up Elizabeth Carr 2025. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up for later, bro. Hold on. Let me see what pops up. Okay, so that's what pops up. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop scrolling down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on her gram when the episode is over. See what it's looking like. I sound crazy saying that, but
I'm gonna go on the gram. I'm gonna see what the gram hitting on.
yeah. No, you good, bro. We yeah. No, you good. We ain't judging you, bro.
That's funny, man. All right. Cool. Anything else or anybody else before we wrap up? That was a fun thing to the episode.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, cool. As a clock strikes midnight on the East Coast, we thank y'all for joining us in another episode of 1 a.m., the first of 2026. My folks, man, RB Mo, Jelani, Lame Shaquille from Packful in the chat holding it down. Fellas, the floor is yours.
You can find me on Twitter /X _ Jelani 2 underscores at the end. You know what I mean? You watching us on YouTube right now. So if you're still watching us, you want to subscribe, you know what I mean? Go ahead and press that button. Like the video if you want to, you know. And yeah, man, you know.
All right. You can find me on TikTok at rubberbandmo. You can find me on Instagram at rbmo____. And you can find me on X at monos_. Yo, when we did the Hawks pod, and I was mentioning Twitter, I thought about doing it, and then I was like, nah, this ain't.
I was ready for it, but it like you say, it was too many people on, and they was in a roasting type of mood.
Yeah,
so I was like, yeah, they definitely would have like said something.
Because I looked at your face and I could see you was like, he gonna do it.
Yeah, no. My arms were like this, bro, like under the table, like I
right,
was like, just in case I was ready.
Nah, facts.
But yeah, man. All right, cool beans. But yeah, y'all subscribe to the 1 a.m. Page. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now, so you see how it looks, all that and stuff. We at 7 subscribers right now. We might be at 8 because I just sent somebody this link earlier tonight. Is it 8? We still at 7. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Anyways, regardless, don't be like said person. Subscribe. Get us to 10 subscribers, man. Y'all know what this is, 2026. We trying to go from that local to that global globe. I mean, I tried to do it. Golden Globe.
Hey, this year we're gonna go from 7 to 7,000, man. I'm putting it out there.
In the 7,000. We gonna
No, facts.
that
Facts.
way. I mean, for sure. So
At minimum.
At minimum. You know what I mean? But hey, we gonna see all y'all next week. I'll make sure y'all always tune in, and please take care of yourselves. Peace.
Throw your motherfucking hand.
Get 'em high.